Hey guys, and welcome back to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. It is the start of the second half. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster today. And joining me on the panel is CA, caster and analyst. Now, CA, it's been a minute since we've been together on the panel. I'm feeling so excited. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, it's hype. I'm pumped and I'm ready to go. As you said, it's been a while, but I'm sure we'll get right back on the train because the match we've got for ourselves it is really exciting as well. Seven Sins versus Godlike. Albeit Godlike a little changed Apple from the last time we did see them. So I'm excited to see how these new additions work out for them.
Indeed. All right. So the upcoming match is still a best of three, and it's going to be between GODLIKE Esports and Seven Sins. So let's head into the map veto screen and have a look at which maps will be up for the three games here. Now, map number 1, we've got Ascent. Map 2, it's going to be Haven, and map 3, Bind. So what do you think we can expect on Ascent here, CA?
On Ascent, I expect just very standard compositions from both of the teams. It's one of the maps that has been least affected by the meta change. Mostly just the Astra coming in instead of the Omen. The one big change we expect everyone to deliver. Now, I do remember the last time we saw Godlike on Ascent before all of these changes happened. They used to run the Breach on Heaven, get a Deathmaker really in, really aggressive, and then Whitehorse used to play the Omen. So I wonder if they run the same no sentinel breach comp again, or if they've defaulted back to that double duelist comp now that Antidote has joined their team.
Indeed, Ascent being a map that is so popular, always picked. These players, they know their way around it. Now, if you were Seven Sins, right, going up against a team like Godlike, we do see, roster changes and whatnot. As compared to the last time we saw them in the Invitational. So, we see the roster changes, and it's really cool the fact that, Antidote, he used to be VLT, he used to be in Team Mahit,
Yeah.
and now he's with Godlike. So, it's kind of like a crossover I didn't quite expect at all. And, Rexy, he has made a lot of hits turn because Rexy started out in a role that, he wasn't very flashy, but he's kind of made a name for himself, and he used to be in Samurai Esports, but now here in Godlike. So I'm looking forward to seeing the synergy of the team, if they're able to make things work, will the communication be there? If you were Seven Sins, what would be that headspace you'll get into approaching this match?
You have to just look at them as any other team. The minute you start remembering the fact that they're godlike esports, that's when you start losing the map already because it starts getting into your mind what they're likely to do, how we should try to counter them, and stuff like that, which usually inhibits the newer teams from playing their own game. Countering is really good and all, but it's only good when you're not limiting yourself. Looking at Godlike, though, it is what we expected. We were talking about the breach for Heaven. White was actually sticking to the Omen. So the lack of an Astra means that Godlike, they have to be extremely aggressive. They don't have the utility to be able to continuously trade with the Omen. They need to be able to trade the utility for actual map advantages. And for Seven Sins, that instantly becomes a win condition. You stop Godlike from getting in, you win the game.
All right. So it does seem like both teams have locked in their compositions. They're very much ready to go. And you can see here on the side of defense, it is going to be Seven Sins starting out there and Godlike Esports on attack. Now, sorry, not Ascent, the map, right? When we look at it, and it's been exactly a year since the competitive scene has been around, right? So, Ascent always, it began as a map that was very defense favored. When we saw teams on attack, it was almost like they couldn't quite figure it out. But now that the meta is so stable, Valorant has been around for a whole year. How do you think Ascent in that aspect, where, when you're in defense, when you're in attack, how do you have to look at that? How are you going to approach that?
For me, Ascent, I feel like has always been one of the most balanced maps. Ever since it came out, it's been subject to very few changes as compared to a map like Split, which has been reworked multiple times, Bind, which has been broken. So I feel like it's also the map because of that allows teams to express the identity the most. You can see that for Godlike, despite what is meta right now, they're playing their old composition because they like it, but they get punished instantly. The Phoenix picking up the first blood, it's Deathmaker with the return. Godlike trying to do a pincer move, but with the A main player dead, they're now stuck in Garden. They didn't look to progress off this on the basis of Deathmaker's fight, but he goes down, and now Godlike stuck in a hard place.
What a beginning for Seven Sins, taking out 3 members of Godlike, but that's going to be Whitehorse to make it an even field once again. And White Horse, not a lot of HP to work with, and Antidote is gonna back him up. Spots out Mind and takes him out immediately. Now it's down to this 2 versus 1 situation. Antidote and White Horse coming in with the rotation, and that is gonna be the Fuse, the last man standing in 7sins, and he's trying to get that little shots off, trying to pick up a kill, but the metal door does close. Now getting rid of it, White Horse and Antidote, they know exactly where he's standing. But Fuse, he's great. He's making his way through, and that's White Horse with a headshot to connect it. And first point for the side of Godlike Esports.
Yeah, a huge round from White Horse and Antidote. From a 2v3 situation, they're able to claw themselves out of this tree area. You'll see it on the replay right about now. Yeah, 2v3, Antidote and White Horse both get a kill towards the garden and CT, and that allows them to slowly walk in towards the site. Spike, pick it up and rotate on over to the other side. Once they get the spike planted and they're actually moving together as a unit, it's much easier. The crux of that round was in that garden area. I feel like if 7sins could have been a little more defensive, they could have pulled it off. But the thing I'm just noticing, Apo, is that 7sins is actually running a triple duelist. They want to play exactly like Godlike do. They want to play very aggressive. So I think we're going to see a lot of blood and action in this map. We're already talking about that. It's multiple kills all across the board for Godlike coming out untouched. They picked up 3.
Swarm grenade out. Last player standing.
And that's going to be Deathmaker with the Spectre. Godlike Esports bringing over that early lead. And we do see the Spectres. Now this is Fan. And he is going to take out Rexy with that Stinger. Only 20 HP left. 1 versus 4 situation. White Horse with the wraparound that's just coming in from the back. He didn't push forward. And that is 2 points for the side of Godlike Esports. So now, you know, here comes the question. Moving into the next round, we're going to see 7sins with a whole... Actually, no, they're not going to have their buys because they actually forced buy in the second round. So that, in effect, makes it quite a bit of a heavy loss.
Yeah. Yeah, like at that point, like since you had force bot, considering the fact that Godlike didn't even lose any weapons, it's such a big advantage for Godlike Esports because the ego boom they now get, they get to play this bonus as well as play another free bonus when they go over to the round where 7sins will actually buy after this. So 2 free bonuses, which means that Godlike just end up snowballing their economy, and it opens the floor for a possible operator even in attack, because against the triple duelist composition, who you know is going to continuously push A main and B main, maybe you get Deathmaker on the operator really early and just shut them down really quick.
Indeed, you know, so Godlike Esports, great start, 2 rounds, and you know, 7sins. We did see a little bit of action coming in from Rude and Mind. Rude on that Killjoy. So, you know, I think that he might have a little bit of spice in him. And as for Mind, coming in with the Phoenix, you know, we saw the curveballs and whatnot. I would put a lot of hope, especially on the 3 duelists, and that's going to be Mind, Juzo, and Fuse. Going for such an aggressive composition, even though they're starting out on the side of defense, I want to see how they're going to be able to make that work, because a team like Godlike, it's going to be tough to catch them by surprise. And, you know, at this point, when it comes to matches like these, you got to stay a step ahead of the opponent.
Yeah, definitely. Like, for the side of 7sins, it's really about trying to utilize the surprise factor that they have, which is the fact that they're going to be pushing aggressively on the defense to their advantage, because the minute they get spotted out, there's going to be bombs coming at you, flash points. There's just no way to match the utility that Godlike is able to throw, and you can see that exactly in action here. The flash from Hevan, and he easily enters. The initial engagement of this entire encounter was from 7sins, but since they're not able to translate their initial engagement into kills, Godlike use their utility. They get a paint shell to clear a garage, then a flash to clean out the player, and that's just all the way forward for Godlike.
And now we're gonna see Rude there and Mind with the Sheriff and Frenzy. They're just picking up these kills. And Godlike Esports might just fall here. Mind picking out Deathmaker, and now the last man standing is gonna be White Horse, as he does find the pick up onto Rude. Now retrieving the spike, he's gonna let out another smoke. Try to make his way right over Fuse, just blindly shooting away, hoping to get a tag onto White Horse. 1 versus 2 situation. And White Horse still has a little bit of armor to work with, 33. Fuse with the overheal comes in so handy when you're on that Reyna.
30
Now
seconds
White
left.
Horse coming right around the corner. He's gonna look in the right direction, picks up 1 kill, and it's down to the 1 versus 1 situation. White Horse spots out Mine, and he's gonna pop that ultimate. All those kills coming in handy, and he's going for the plant on the A site. 1 versus 1 situation. Now if Mine holds this out for his team, he does have a Marshal, so he's got to play with a little bit of distance, but looking at it, he's whipping out that Sheriff. Whitehorse has a total of 7 kills at this point. And in comes the curveball. Mind thinking that Whitehorse might be on the rafters, but he's waiting on A-Long, and there is the defuse. It's not going to be a fake, but Whitehorse, he's going to show himself now. Picks up the kill. What a clutch coming in from the Omen on the side of Godlike Esports. Make that 3 rounds on the board.
I mean, this is just testament to the fact that when you look at Godlike Esports and Whitehorse, like, it's a lot of experience. From the day, I believe, Godlike Esports even first came into the Valorant scene, he's been a part of that OG team. He's the only member left from that OG team, and he's showing his consistency even in this map. 3 rounds in, 8-0, already used an ultimate, already got a clutch, and the clutch is huge because losing that round would mean a thrifty picked up for 7 sins. Whitehorse stabilizing the eco for Godlike Esports and ensuring that they're not caught off guard by the brilliant gunplay from 7 sins. Now talking about brilliant gunplay, Juzo picked himself up an operator. He's got the first kill in mind. With the push on that Phoenix ult, has got Fuse into this aggressive position. He gets 1 kill, throws out the clear, and is able to back off. 7 sins taking the loss in the stride and coming up strong in this next round.
Now this is going to be Deathmaker moving across the mid-courtyard. Hey, Van finding the pick off onto Fuse. Now it was full buys across the board, and it's a 3v3 situation. Juzo still has the operator in hand, and this is going to be Mine moving over to Window, but that Rolling Thunder gets thrown out by Hayvan. Mine not in a good position, but lucky for him, he's not exactly getting pushed, but that's Hayvan just firing away, knowing that Mine was sitting right up there in Window, and he will secure the plant. Now Juzo with the operator, are they gonna take this challenge? It was a huge investment, and Rude just checking his corners. He's gotta be careful. Deathmaker on site. Watch off the spike, and Deathmaker with the spray down, making a total of 3 kills, but what a double there. 4th round for Godlike Esports, and they seem to be on a roll here on the side of attack.
Yeah, like Godlike Esports, they're very happy playing into the aggressive nature of 7 sins. It actually lifts the burden off of them from taking control, because now with their composition, they can focus more on info, which is exactly what this composition is weak at against the more meta compositions, where like a controller like Astra can continuously deny info to this Godlike team. They get it for free because of the fact that 7 sins are continuously pushing in. We can see it in this round again. Juzo with the Killjoy moving into B lane, while the other 2 duelists move into A shot. And Godlike just like, thank you very much. Deathmaker picks up the first push. So Juzo making his push count, he gets 1 back. Now Hevan with the 3rd, meaning Godlike have got mid control and the option to just hit this A site once and for all.
7 sins in a little bit of a struggle here, but it is that of an eco round for them. Now this is going to be Rude cranking out that Sheriff. Deathmaker pushing aggressively into Window. Now Juzo and his buddy's gotta watch out, but Rude's gonna be caught off guard. Juzo there with the return kill. Hey, Van's gonna put Fuse down, and now Jet, the last man standing on the side of 7 sins. Not too much is lost, you know. 7 sins, they did pick up 2 kills here, and it is an eco round for them. So Juzo here with the Blade Storm did come in handy, but he might just be looking for exit frags. And Rexy with the Owl Drone spots out Juzo. And now Godlike Esports, they have the information, but that is not going to be enough. Whitehorse with the wrapper coming in from the back through the window takes Juzo out. But that was a good kill that round. 3 kills for Juzo, so not too bad of an eco round for him after all on the side of 7 sins.
Yeah, very well done by Juzo particularly to make his push count initially, to be able to even get the Blade Storm online and have a chance of picking up the triple kill. Really clean left clicks to get himself those kills. He's picked up the operator once again, so it's really going to be all eyes on him. So look to see if he can make the operator count, but Godlike, they seem to lead into this. He is going for that mid operator. Godlike gonna just flash him out, push him back with the smoke, and that's gonna cause him to lose the advantage of taking that first shot undetected. Juzo, his position now known, the fact that he has an operator now known, he has to play a very passive angle. Godlike gonna use the mid control. They've got tried to push into A, but with their lurker and Astro going down towards B, Godlike need to make the push happen right here, right now, and Deathmaker using Heaven's help picks up one, clears out the side to find another, and that's gonna be the rest of Godlike filter.
Now Deathmaker looking for his third target, picks it up. And you know Deathmaker, he is hungry for blood, and I think he might just push this one. Now Juzo, he has the operator in hand once again. Rexy going for that plant on the A site. Seems to be the favorite site for Godlike Esports. Now Rude with the lockdown immediately gets taken out. Deathmaker with the 4K. Rude's the last man standing. And it seems like Rexy with the shock dart. He's gonna pick up that last kill. 6 rounds in a row, Godlike Esports. But very unfortunate for Rude there. He did put the lockdown, but it was in, you know, an angle where it could be seen between the corner and the smoke. So one of the members on the side of Godlike definitely took that out. Not a great round for the side of 7sins. They might have to calculate just a little bit more. But Godlike are so quick with these attacks, you know, they execute them so fast. So 7sins, they got to figure out a way to just anticipate and expect that a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like 7sins right now, they're getting a little caught off guard because of the fact that Godlike are always in the right place. Like, just as I'm talking about it, you get to see like a live replay of it. 7sins giving them that early peak, first A shot, they get punished. Then again, Hevan able to pick up another. Is Juzo though, who's always able to find the silver lining. He picks up one and now Fuse with another, trying to just get some info and then use the dismiss to get away. Is able to pick up a gun for himself, but has a rocket in his face. He needs to play this very smartly, but he's making a lot of noise. Able to use the wall to block out the showstopper though. Fuse just trying to buy as much time as he can, but now Juzo surrounded on all sides. Apo, Godlike swarming him like sharks.
Indeed, you know, this game seems to be really interesting. Juzo firing away at the Sheriff, but he knows he's gonna get picked from the back, but he expected it. Picks up Antidote, dashes away into safety, just trying to tuck himself further back into defense. Now Juzo and Fuse, the last two standing. You gotta say it's pretty impressive when it comes to Juzo and that Sheriff, picking up a kill earlier and then on the Phantom, but now White was spotting out Fuse. 1 HP, I do believe, but Fuse, oh my goodness. And Rexy, he's the last man standing. Fuse overhealed, and now as the spike is ticking, the defenders are gonna go for the retake. Rexy takes out Juzo. 1 versus 1 situation. Is Rexy gonna pull out the heroics just like what Whitehorse did? And now here comes the Hunter's Fury, but Fuse, he's gonna go for the push. Not the defuse. He fires away, and that's gonna be the 3rd kill for Fuse. First round secured for the side of 7sins. So you know, you do see it in them. You do see that 7sins, they have the potential. They've definitely got the aim. There are moments there. What a thrifty round for the side of 7sins.
Yeah, a really huge round. Like, Fuse coming up big. First kill onto Vitos, who I think fell asleep a little bit in his position. Fuse survived with 1 HP, but the Reyna coming in clutch, getting him the heal. And then Rexy, a bit of a misplay towards that 1v1 situation. He had a lot of his utility remaining. The read was correct. He uses the Hunter's Fury, cancels it, knowing that Fuse is likely to push him. But then when you expect him to push him, you have a shock dart, you have a recon bolt. You need to try to use that to buy time, because the idea of that 1v1 Sova push-plan situation is to try to delay as much as possible, play on that time, and force that Reyna away from gunfights that he wants. Lexi, bit of a misplay, but on that hand, Fuse also brilliantly played to pick up the first round for 7sins, and that gives them a chance to really stabilize their economy. If they can win a couple more, maybe they can start hurting Godlike as well. Now you see the Breach ultimate coming down, though Godlike going for this A-side hard.
Another ultimate indeed used by Hevan, but it seems like 7sins, they know exactly what to do. All members still left alive. Juzo with a tick of health, but Whitehorse, 1 versus 5 situation. I'm not going to put it past him as he makes his way through mid cubby and onto A short. But they know exactly where he is. Fuse there to clean it all up. 2nd round secured for the side of 7sins. So you can't write them off completely. Yes, it was a start that was not exactly the best, but now we do see a little bit of a comeback. And sometimes these teams, they take a while to get a feel of what the opponents are about. So if anything, Moving on into the next round, if 7sins does secure that, I do think that Godlike might be in a little bit of trouble because that means their movements can be read.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that 7sins are actually adapting. They are slowly changing up their playstyle. Even when they are taking the aggressive peaks, they're taking it with the pixel peak idea where you go very slowly rather than just wide swinging the angle. You can see that again here in this aiming approach. Fan Boaster ka the Brimstone pushing up aggressively, but going so very slowly. So no audio cues given. Godlike actually have to be disciplined to catch him off guard, which they get caught out on. Fan Boaster gets the first kill, and 7sins showing some beautiful adaptation. But Godlike trying to punish on the other side of the map. The flashes come out, they've got mid control, but translating into the actual B side is going to be really tough because of the defensive positions that 7sins have taken. They're playing it really well, continuously reading Godlike.
Spike down.
Now Fuse there, picking up that kill onto Rexy, and that is going to be the return kill coming in from Antidote. One man left alive on the side of Godlike. That's Deathmaker. He takes out Rude, fires away, but Juzo's going to come out on top this time. 7sins with the third round. Now they are on the roll indeed. Having a quick look at the economy, it still seems like both teams are healthy, but also here on the instant replay, Fuse does pick up a kill, gets taken out, but hey, 7sins, they know exactly how to position themselves on the side of the defense. And what's really cool is that you see 7sins now just sitting, they're sitting behind, they're sitting back in defense, but they're picking a very good period of time to kind of just push forward unexpectedly, and I think that's when Godlike does get taken off guard. It has so much so come to a point where the team that does get the first two pickoffs, it becomes almost impossible to stop them in their tracks unless, you know, you have something like what Whitehorse did, you know, pulling off a clutch like that. Yeah, when players just feel it and it's their time to shine. But 3-6, we have a few more rounds before the second half. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we do see Godlike Esports just waiting, taking their time there in Garage. I think they might be setting up for the B side.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that. They have the Omen ultimate, so Whitehouse could just directly teleport himself onto the backside, try to break the defensive positions that 7sins seems to be holding, but instead, they're just 5-stacking into this push. It's W gaming all the way. The flash is coming in from Evan. They pick up the double kill. Antidote will chime in one for himself. 9 HP blinded. He tries to spray. He goes down, but his teammates are there for the backup. Godlike are like, you know what? Put these complexities down the drain. We're gonna go back to the very basics. We're gonna take the fight directly to you. We know we're better, so we're gonna win. And this show of confidence from Godlike, I'm interested to see how 7sins answer because they've adapted really well so far.
Indeed, you know, Godlike Esports, and that's the thing about them, right? They realize, hey, 3 rounds, we didn't quite make it. Let's just pull it. Let's just pull a different strategy. And you described it, explained it completely to the T. So now as we move into the next round, we do get a running back being popped, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off. Juzo with the operator, nasty shot, make that a double. Is he going to find the third? Rexy throwing out that owl drone just to be sure he knows exactly where Juzo is, and Fuse is going to come in at the right time. Rexy, he gets taken out, and Whitehorse is the last man standing. What a comeback from the side of 7sins. And this just makes the match all the more interesting. But that's going to be Whitehorse taking out Fuse. A 1 versus 4 situation down to 3. But he's going to be sandwiched from both sides. Juzo firing away, and he does manage to find the third kill. Juzo, who are you? Where did you come from? What a round for 7sins.
Juzo just popped the hell off. Those shots were so damn good. Completely exposed in the A-short area. Godlike Esports, they expect that A-short push from 7sins, so they have their double shot toss plan. They have their double peek as well. You see in the replay, they get a 1-for-1, but Juzo just comes out wide swinging. Quick scope after quick scope. He demolishes Godlike Esports, makes it 4-7 for 7sins, and gets those key ultimates online for Fan Boaster as well. 7sins in prime position, not just to reduce the lead, just to down, carry the momentum forward. It's Fused with the aggressive team. He gets one, and on his contact, the swings come in. Ruba will pick up a couple more. 7sins popping off after.
And now, a bit of a massacre right off the bat. The moment the round started, it's going to be a 3 versus 2. 7sins still trying to keep that upper hand, that 1-man advantage. Rexy's going for the plant onto the B site. Seven Sins with a much slower approach. Juzo whipping out the Blade Storm. White Horse waiting there deep in the defenses, hopefully catching one off guard. And that's going to be White Horse finding the kill. Now it's down to a 2 versus 2. White Horse, Mind, he is spotted out. Rexy does get blinded. The spike has been tapped. And Mind is going to fall. Fan is the last man standing and not a chance because White Horse, he is going to clear all 3 members out with the help of his best bud, Rexy. And you can see that, you know, Godlike Esports with this roster now, Rexy, he definitely provided a lot of information for White Horse in that situation. You know, Mind, he was spotted out with the help of Rexy, and that was just very well played.
Yeah, like the entirety of Godlike Esports is playing really, really well, but my eyes are going to White Horse a lot. 14, 5 and 3 right now. Deathmaker has more kills, but we've gotten used to Deathmaker popping the hell off. White Horse right now having a moment of his own where it's not just the number of kills he has, but the number of impact kills he's able to get. The way he's able to change the round because of him being there in the right position, able to get this 8-4 lead. And in 8-4 to 7-5, we've casted enough games to know the difference between those two scores. It makes the pistol round a lot more valuable now for Godlike Esports, where if they win this, they put themselves in a really good position. But they did not contest mid at all. Instead, they're leaving it down to the paint shell. Godlike trying to hold on from team in, sorry, and they do brilliantly. Antidote causing so much chaos in this position.
First round of the second half, pistol round, and that's going to be Rude taking out White Horse, but he's the last man standing, and it seems like the accuracy of Godlike is going to take this one over the side of Seven Sins. Now Rude not exactly looking on the right side. Deathmaker coming in with the wraparound together with Havan. And 9th round for the side of Godlike Esports. What a way to begin the second half. And you know, the pistol rounds are a lot more important than we think that it is. You know, taking that round and then moving into the second round, it just puts you at so much more of an advantage. Now, I don't think that Seven Sins moving into the next will go for the 4 spies, but I do think that we might see a couple of sheriffs.
Yeah, I would really like to. Oh, I do notice that we see Fuse and Juzo pick it up. We've seen these 2 specific players. I think they will, the Ion Sheriffs too, just get those instant 1-taps. If they can get that, pull out a Thrifty, just disrupt the momentum of Godlike. It will be huge for Godlike. They will give them no chance. Pushing in aggressively, even on the defense. Antidote, he's picked up one and he's only finding heads. Now pulling out the classic as he just hunts one down. Fine doesn't have a chance. He picks up a nice kill. But White House there to trade it off. It's Juzo to find another. And now he's in a 1v3. Needs to find 3 1-taps to somehow pull this round back.
Blocking sight.
Juzo. You know, I have to say that this player is really interesting to watch. Juzo looking for the kill, but Rexy's hiding right behind those grills. Rexy taking him out, double digits on the board for the side of Godlike Esports. But you can see here, you know, those Spectres, they provide so much more firepower as compared to the pistols or, you know, the Sheriff, unless your aim is very on point. But Juzo there, very nice kill onto Deathmaker, great headshot. But now it is going to be the full buys. 3 Spectres brought over on the side of God L, and we see a Vandal and maybe a Phantom for Rexy. You know, he's still trying to figure out what it is that he wants, but we can see that Seven Sins, they're all geared up, and a 5-man not curveball, it's a 5-man flash there from Havan, but they're gonna move in much slower, and that is going to be Seven Sins coming in with the attack onto the A side.
Onto A, they're trying to use the smokes to spam through. They pick up Havan, which is huge because this limits the possibility of retake now from Godlike Esports. Godlike, this is all about damage. They are playing on the bonus. Rexy just on a ghost here, and with this flank coming in from Deathmaker and Antidote, the fact that they're able to pick up a double kill here means that this could be already 7 Sins economy. That is, they need to stay alive as much as possible, but they're dropping down like dominoes. White Horse, Rexy, and Deathmaker pick up 1 each, and that's all 5 just recently bought guns of 7 Sins down the drain, while Godlike lose 1 player to make it 11-4. I do fear this might be the end of the 7 Sins comeback possibilities. Let's see if they can pull out a rabbit out of the hat.
Indeed, you know, and I thought I was mistaken, but it was mine that actually curveball himself and his team. So, you know, I'm not sure the morale is shaky on that side, but hey, 7 sins. They did get magic number 4, but it seems like Godlike Esports on the side of the defense, they're just taking the second half by storm. And 7 sins, I do believe that they would have to be forced to eco, but we see them with the rifles. A Guardian for Juzo instead, and some light armors to work with. Now this is a make-or-break round. Another flash from the Phoenix. Deathmaker coming in, finding the 3K antidote to just support him there. Juzo's the last man standing, using the cloud burst to block off a little bit of vision, but Deathmaker with the 4K. What a quick round. Flawless indeed for the side of Godlike Esports. But what is with the self flashes?
Deathmaker and Hevan though, the combo to capitalize on that later, the help coming in from Hevan in his utility and Deathmaker with the dash. I really like the fact that he smokes out the mid area too, because it means that there's no chance of them really catching him out by anti-flashing even. It sort of makes the entire pan foolproof, and it gives them a chance to get a free 1-for-1 as soon as he dashes in. He gets that 1-for-1 and picks up a couple two more just to get the icing on the cake. Now, all of Godlike Esports is so confident. They're continuously moving in aggressively, but that does get them caught out. The orbital strike coming in from Fanboaster picks up 1, and now Mind using all of that chaos to sneak in towards the B-main, pick up another kill, meaning suddenly 7 sins, not just the man ahead, but with Deathmaker's health really low, in prime position to close off this round. It's Fuse on his ultimate, the Empress coming out, and 7 sins, they keep themselves alive.
And Fuse there, picking up a kill onto Deathmaker. Last man standing, Whitehorse once again, but Whitehorse with the 3K! He's going crazy, but Fuse, he's not gonna let his team die in vain, at least for that round, hanging by a thread. Whitehorse is just nasty. And this is the thing about Whitehorse. We have seen him on the Sentinel position, and now we see him on the controller. He is such a versatile player, and his sheer aim is just insane. You remember the days of Whitehorse on that Cypher, and now he's just going to be on the Omen. It's just nuts to me. Very consistent player, always fragging, and he is the type of player that you want to have on a defensive position because you can always rely on him. Now moving into this next round, match point already secured for Godlike Esports. 7 sins. Every round is gonna be extremely crucial if they're looking for the overtime. You know, I always put it, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, teams can come back, but Rude here going in for a very quick plant, and now defense, they've got to go for this weekend.
Oh, the Bane Shell is so key. It just sort of throws Fuse off for a second, and Deathmaker able to pick up the kill, and now the spam is coming through. Juzo is blinded. He cannot see a thing. He's spotted out by the recon board. Another flash coming through. Juzo just doesn't get to play Valorant. All of this combined with the Odin spam from Rexy. Godlike retake the site, and now are pushing in to take back full control. Evan finds one Juzo with the Draco, but in a 1v4, the map on the line, Godlike will push through, and that is so obnoxious the way they ended it. It's just perfectly scheming of Godlike. They take full control of the map. The Odin, the flashes. I feel bad for Juzo Apple.
And that is a wrap of map number 1 here in this best of 3. And congratulations, Godlike Esports, for taking the win. You have to say that it was a very dominating performance from the side of Godlike. We did see some instances where 7 sins could be very flashy. And let's head over into the match highlights to have a little quick chat about what exactly went down. So, you know, now this here being a best of 3, we still have the second map to go into. 7 sins, they've got to change up their game plan. And when you look at the likes of a team like Godlike, I did make a little bit of a mistake, but we saw a combo come in from Hevan and Deathmaker, and that is the kind of combos that we want to see from the side of 7 sins. You got to be able to synergize with your teammates, play together, and you know, looking at the scoreboard, you see Deathmaker here with 25 kills. That is consistency that you cannot refute. Like Deathmaker, he is always very consistent on that jet. Juzo had some moments as well, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. And I also want to bring some light onto Whitehorse. Whitehorse was just insane, and you cannot forget that clutch that he pulled off as well. So you know, when you have players that can work as a team and they have many individual moments, they're very difficult to beat. But Seven Sins, I hope they come into map 2 with a fresh mind. You know, it's going to be a new map, clean the slate, go back to the drawing board, and come in with something that we can all enjoy and definitely appreciate, because they do have it in them. What are your afterthoughts?
It was absolutely beautiful from Godlike Esports. The fact that they stamped their own identity and be like, you know what, we understand what the meta is, but this is what we're really strong at and this is what we feel comfortable. We're gonna make it work even against non-meta or meta comps, and they come out swinging. Like, as you said, those combos that they had already prepared, the fact that they understood each other's roles, the fact that Whitehorse consistently the last person remaining, able to clutch out rounds that should never have happened. All of these things combining to show us exactly why Godlike is one of those top tier teams that we've come to accept and expect, really, that we see this level of quality gameplay for them. And on that note, like, I have to say, I feel like Seven Sins, similarly, a team that could get to that level, they just need to clean up a few things. As you said, that team coordination missing a little bit, especially on the attacking side. When you have that triple duelist, you need to be a lot more committed to taking multiple areas of control across the map, because you have the firepower. You have the ability to contest both A main and B main. So you need to be able to do that wherever possible, because the breach cannot spread himself across the map. You need to sort of lay the resources thin of Godlike Esports and then punish them where they're weak. That didn't really happen from Seven Sins. They instead tried to force it down one side, and Godlike are just like, this is amazing. After you plant, we become the attacking side because we have to retake, and that's exactly what we love.
Indeed. Congratulations once again to Godlike Esports for securing map number 1 here in this best of 3. Remember, you guys are watching the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to go for a little bit of a break and prepare for map number 2. So do stick around. Remember to check the links in the description. You're not going to be disappointed. And we'll be back very shortly with map 2 of this best of 3. Stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back to the second half of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD and AMD Ryzen Radeon. So now we're ready with map number 2. This is between Godlike Esports and 7 Sins. So let's head over into the map veto screen and have a look at which maps will be up. So on map number 1, it was Ascent, and Godlike took that win for themselves. So here in map 2, 7 Sins, they've got to make a comeback on Haven, or Godlike's just going to take the win and go on through to the next stage of the tournament. So, CA, what do you think we can expect here on Haven? How do you think Haven's going to go?
I do believe Antidote does shift on to the Phoenix on Haven, but what I'm really interested to see is if we're going to see a standard composition from Godlike Haven. Again, one of the other maps which went like just sort of reset in terms of meta. The meta composition here, if you're not playing the Viper, of course, is that Phoenix, Cypher, Sova, Jet, and Omen or Astra if you can play it composition. I want to see if an Astra can come in from either side, but with Fan Bostaka already locking in Brimstone and Hevan on the Omen this time, and Astra very, very unlikely. We're just going to see comfort from both of the teams with Seven Sins repeating their composition as it is. Godlike likely to pick up the Sova and the Jet to finish it off.
All right, we can see that Few's going to go back onto that Reyna, and Juzo, he's going to give up that Jet to Rude, and we see the Phoenix, the Reyna, the Jet come out, and Mind, he's going to be on that Killjoy, and Brimstone, that's going to be Fan. Now, both team compositions are clearly different. One has 3 duelists, the other has 2. Very different approach, but, you know, granted, 7 Sins, the 3 duelists, they are starting out on the side of attack. So, if anything, the moment they get into the match, they've got to make something happen, or it might just be a little bit of trouble. What do you think here, CA?
I absolutely agree. Like Haven, a much more comfortable map, I would say, for the triple duelist is much bigger. So there's a lot more space for those duelists to occupy. That's really what you want to look at with a triple duelist composition. You need to sort of enable your duelists to be able to occupy space for themselves. And if at least 2 of 3 of them are able to do it, then you inherently have an advantage in the map in terms of that space occupied. It's going to be them starting on the attack. I'm curious to see how they do start it off, because the pistol and the subsequent round after, not really an indication of a team's general default strategy. The pistol is the more like, hey, we're going to try to change something up, maybe just force it down with our pistols. But given Seven Sins' position, they're just going to spread themselves out, look for picks wherever they can, try to get control, and then push in. It's going to be Juzo and Fuse starting us off, but they get flashed and likely going to get taken down. Godlike starting us off with the momentum that they had in map 1.
Ooh, very quick pickoffs, and Mind with the turret coming in hot. Does pick up the kill onto Whitehorse, and it's great to see Whitehorse on that sentinel pick once again, but that's gonna be Fan finding a kill. Rude now taking out Antidote, and it's down to a 2 versus 2. 7 Sins not looking too healthy there on the side of attack. The spike is, however, on Fan, and he is looking to bring it over to the C site. Rude, however, he is going to be caught in between 2 very angry defenders, and hey, Vaughn takes out Fan. Now Rude, he finds the kill, but he's got to turn around because Rexy's coming in with a vengeance, tossing out that recon bolt, still has the owl drone on hand. But Rude, he's going to waste no time at all, picking up that spike, 40 seconds to work with. He's making his way over to the A side.
Now, Root is very low in health, but if there's one round where you're playing on the post plant, your health can matter lesser. It is the pistol. All you have to do is jiggle with the ghost to try and delay as long as possible, but he's just actually faking the plants, expecting Rexy really read into this A rotate from Root. Rexy just holding his position. Now here's the spike planted, so he's going to go for the full rotate. Root has 2 expectations. Either Rexy is coming from CT, or he followed him, is coming from the other side, and the timing just messes him up. Root getting a little anxious in his boots, ends up pushing himself out, and with his back turned, Ryzen just like, oh, that's a freebie. I'll pick it up, as well as the clutch, get Godlike Esports started on the right now.
You know, 1 versus 1 situations, they're always so intense. But Rexy, he read into the movements of Rude pretty well. He knew that Rude pulling out of that garage area, he was going to go straight over to either the B or the A site, and approaching very slowly, able to pick up that kill and go for the defuse. First point for Godlike Esports, ultimately where they want to be. And we're not going to see a forced buy here on the side of 7 Sins. You know, just a couple of shares, nothing too big. They do enjoy that Wild Wild West type of feel and rely on those one taps. So, you know, hopefully we see some insane shots there coming out from the side of 7 Sins.
Absolutely, like these players have shown us that they are capable. It's just a matter of executing now. But already that maker so aggressive, pushed in with his Spectre all the way into A lobby, and he's gonna get rewarded not for it. Strike that Rude, wow, Rude with his feet. Picks up that Sheriff and is able to one-tap Deathmaker. Deathmaker is gonna feel the pain for that, but Antidote trying to get back with the vengeance. Able to pick up one as well as take down turret, meaning the rest of his team can push in. Hevan picks up a couple more, and with the exception of that small glitch where Rudva was able to get a kill, Godlike Esports with a very nice buy round.
Indeed, just carrying over that lead. 7 Sins able to pick up 1 kill. Not all is lost. But moving on into the next, we're going to see some heavy investments. And this is where, you know, the tone is going to be set. Remember, we were talking about the fact that 7 Sins beginning on the side of attack, they have that 3 duelist composition. You mentioned that there's a lot of space to play with that. Also referring to the first map, what we want to see come out of 7 Sins is more synergy, more combos, using abilities together. And now 7 Sins crowding around in that A short area near the garden. They're going to go for this push here on long, and Fuse spotting out that trap wire. That is going to set off some alarms in the head of Whitehorse. And now as he switches his angle, he knows that something isn't quite right. Godlike Esports, they're coming in with the backup, with the rotations. 3 defenders on the A side, while Rexy and Whitehorse will be guard. But that is going to be Deathmaker and Whitehorse finding a kill each, and it doesn't look too good. But Juzo and Mind, they're going to change the tide of this particular round. Now Antidote raising up the firewall. He's trying to get a little bit of HP back by healing. Now Mind with 26 HP. It's a 2v3 situation. Heavily in favor of Godlike Esports. Mind is going to force the issue, and he shows himself. Alarm board triggered, and Mind, he is going to take out Hevan. Rexy falls to Fan. Great teamwork from the side of 7 Sins. They completely played Godlike Esports, sneaking in. That is Mind on the Killjoy. No, Antidote last man standing with the Sheriff. Fan's gonna wrap that up with a very well invested Phantom. First round for the side of 7 Sins.
Oh, that was so close. So Rexy with the drone coming in. I think he turned to the left, but I don't think he actually noticed Mine. Maybe he zoned him out somehow. Because the information, I don't think, was conveyed to the rest of his team. Mine then with that beautiful sneaky push, able to get in through the smoke down right next to the default boxes. Surprising Hevan when he TP'd. We're like, wait a minute. I was trying to hold a push from the smoke, but a push from the smoke has already happened. That allowed Fanboys to start to push in. He gets the kill of his own, and the round picked up for 7 Sins. Absolutely huge, because that was the buy round for 7 Sins and the bonus for Godlike. Now, you do see, considering that that was the bonus, the buy has come in for Godlike. The op coming through, the support there for Hevan as well. He picks up a triple as soon as DM goes down, and it's just Juzo left, last man standing. 1v3 with the spike dropped. I think this just might be a round for Godlike Esports.
Indeed, 3 versus 1 situation. Juzo, he's got that Vandal, 18 bullets. And whatever will he do in this circumstance? Now taking out the recon ball, unfortunately his location has been revealed. And we do see the sandwich coming in. The shock that drops him down 31 HP. And Whitehorse in perfect time. That is going to be the 3rd round for the side of Godlike Esports. They want to take this side by storm. Deathmaker there on this instant replay. Beautiful shot. And unfortunately, he was taken out by Hevan there with a double. Very crispy, making that a triple. What a round for Godlike Esports.
Yeah, very well done. And because of that round, it's going to force 7 Sins into an eco here. And with this triple duelist composition, just how much better Haven is for the attacking side of this triple duelist composition is how much weaker the defensive side gets, because it's so hard to get information or maintain consistency with it in that defensive side. So 7 Sins, they need to make it count, and they do. Fuse the only one with the weapon. He's already picked up a double kill, shut down the operator, and allowed his team to push in aggressively. But Whitehorse, The Elder Flame Vandal coming in, looking real sweet as he picks up one kill. Now for another to turn the tables around. This round's so quick, but Godlike Esports come out on top. It's Rexy to pick up another with the Hunter's Fury, leaving Juzo last man standing with just the Sheriff in his hands. He sees two, but does not get either, just gets taken down. That's 4-1 for Godlike. A good start for 7sins Apple, but not really pushed all the way through. Maybe they can use the momentum in the next round when they get the buys.
Indeed, you know, momentum is so important, and a team like Godlike Esports, when they find that momentum, they ride with it. They have players like Deathmaker, Whitehorse, Hayvan, and now Antidote and Rexy. These are all players that when they do get the momentum, they are unstoppable. Their aim, you can't run away from their crosshairs. So moving into this next round, 7sins, they are approaching this with full buys, light armor only for Juzo. Not exactly a great time for him, and he's gonna fall. Antidote, a double Deathmaker with one, and the orbital strike rains down because Fan is going to definitely take advantage of that. Great use of the ultimate. However, it is still a 2 versus 4 situation. So was that all wasted or not? Fan here, he will find another kill, taking out Deathmaker. It's a 2 versus 3. They're gonna approach this slow. 1 minute on the timer. There is a lot to play with. Now Rude firing away. Whitehorse gonna take him out. Fan there with the backup. It's 3 kills for Fan. 1 versus 2.
Evan and Rexy are split up, so Fan Bostaka could get 2 isolated 1v1s, and that's exactly what he needs to look for here. As full HP as well as all of his utility, all 3 smokes and a molly. So if he can just take out Rexy here, it would mean that his post plant would be almost unbeatable by Hevan. Now it's all about timing here. Rexy gonna turn around, but Fan looking there. They both spot each other, but the spam is correct for Rexy. He knows exactly where the Brimstone is able to keep himself safe, yet have the bullets go through the boxes to take down Fan Bostaka. Remove the chances of that buy round comeback from 7sins. Instead, make it 5-1. This situation, I would not be surprised if 7sins actually decide to force, because doing an eco at this point just gives over too much presence to Godlike Esports in terms of the economy, where they can do whatever they want. They can afford to not even save operators because of the bank built up. It is going to be an eco for 7sins though, so let's see, maybe they get the one taps too and it doesn't matter at all.
All right, the 5 sheriffs, you know, this is something that I thoroughly enjoy watching, when players pull out their sheriff and, you know, they're doing their very best to just try to get those one taps. Now Deathmaker here, he's going to be firing, taking down the armor off of the garage doors, but Rexy meanwhile will find a double kill across the map, and Deathmaker picks up Rude. Oh my god, Deathmaker! What a shot! That was a clean headshot on the Vandal. And mind the last man standing, looking for the kill. That's Deathmaker. He's taken out. Fine with the beautiful 1 tap. That was a 2 tap, but hey, I'll take it. Those are some pretty sick shots from mine. What a round there.
Yeah, like, irrespective of what the scoreline may say or what actually happens in the rounds, there's nothing to take away from 7sins with respect to their pure just aim when it comes to those deagles. I think every player we've seen now pull out some insane one-taps, but Deathmaker's like, hey, I can be in that same boat too. That just swing an instant one-tap on the window. Perfect crosshair placement. That's called the mark of an experienced player. Knows exactly what he's doing and pulling it off absolutely well. Now, there was an eco for the side of 7sins. They brought it really, really close. It's do or die now and never. You lose this round, you have no chance of having a decent scoreline going into the second half, and your defense gets impossibly hard. They're trying to use the Juzo running back to move it in, but all of that just to create the chaos, because Fuse on the other side, able to walk in into mid, get the first kill, and now getting another cleared out B side all by himself. It's just about getting it planted.
Now Hayvan finding the pick up onto Mind. It's a 2 versus 4 situation. 7sins. This might just be their chance to come back. But Whitehorse, he finds Fuse. Juzo takes him out. Hayvan in with the teleport. 70 HP, no armor. Does have the ultimate. But there it is. He's going to spot out 1. And Fan cleans it up. Second point for the side of 7sins. Great round for the attack. They went for the B side, and that was very different, you know, something that Godlike Esports, not necessarily were they prepared for it. I did like the smoke setups as well, coming in from Fan, forcing Hayvan to go in with the teleport. So, you know, they were very ready, expecting Hayvan to just pop out of nowhere. But hey, 2 rounds for 7 Sins. A lot more to go, but they're taking a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we saw this from them in the first map as well. They don't necessarily start off in the best way, but they are a team that is very much capable of adapting, and it's exactly what they're showing. Continuously forcing this mid control, but GODLIKE have an answer to it. They've triple stacked that B side, and it's Deathmaker to start it off, picks up the first kill. Now gonna use that rotation to get themselves back into the garage, use that trap fire to play the contact swing on, but Hevan taking up Deathmaker's position in B. He instead gets one more, and GODLIKE just read perfectly into the idea of the mid control that 7 Sins were trying to play, and they shut it down. They're like, you want to fight the mid? We'll give you a fight.
GODLIKE Esports with the immediate bounce back, 7-2, and Hevan there, crispy shots. And Hevan, you know, he's been taking this map by storm. 11 kills. That is where Hevan is going to sit right at the top of the scoreboard. Deathmaker there with 9 and Whitehorse with 8. All 3 of them with their ultimates ready. And if you're going to shift your eyes over to the side of 7 Sins, we've got Fan there with 9, Mind and Fuse with 5. They've also have their ultimates very much available. So 2 pistols on the side of 7 Sins. Not exactly the best firepower. We also see 2 light armors for 7 Sins. But hey, you know, if they do take this round, it is going to be well worth it. Deathmaker finding 1, looking for the second. And he's got to go for that reload. Takes cover. Using that wall, and Juzo just showing himself. Spots out Deathmaker. Throws in the combo. Deathmaker! That was just disgusting. That should be illegal. But the crosshair placement, so precise. Takes Juzo out. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you combat a curveball.
Yeah, you just have insane reactions, and you see the face just before the flash managed to get the kill. What the hell, DM? Another shot just like that. But 7 Sins, though, in this particular round, they're trying to make something happen using the KJ ult to get in. They got the plant through. They have the Brimstone ultimate to play on the post plant, but they don't have any post plant positions except a CT. They're swarmed on every single side. So Mind winning that 1v1 is huge, because now they have Suez cleared. Dude gets one more. Did with the dash. Gets one right click. Able to find Evan. Distracted. But the guys, they don't go through the boxes, and Rude just taken out. It's chaos all around, but Mind stays alive. It's Mind versus Hevan. Now Mind playing it slow, just lurking around the smoke, waiting for Hevan to go through. He has his utility, knows he only has to play for the time, so he's doing exactly that, waiting for the defuse, and Hevan has no idea, but the swing and the flick for Hevan, he manages to clutch that out. That was not supposed to happen. It was a matter of a couple of seconds, but Hevan, the flick just too good. 8-2 for GODLIKE Esports. Hevan going insane.
He turned around and got that shot off so quick. But here on the instant replay, you see Mind just taking out Whitehorse. And it was down to this 1v1. You know, Mind, he was thinking that Hevan might actually appear from the right, when in fact Hevan came in from the left. He took the round. That was a very intense moment there. But 8 rounds on the board. If anything, you know, we always talk about magic number 4. It's 7 Sins. They gotta take map 2 if they want to stay in this best of 3. And the second half, if they're looking for that chance, they've gotta win these next 2 rounds, which are the last couple in this first half. Juzo there with the Sheriff, never failing. He's gonna find that headshot. Takes out 1. Rexy does find Fan, and now Fuse. He's just gonna change up where exactly he's gonna go. We do see Mind looking for the setup for the B-side plant, and that's Hevan taking out Juzo on C long. Now Deathmaker by the garage does have a little bit of support there from Rexy with the owl drone, but Deathmaker, he's gonna pull it back, and Mind with the sneaky push onto the B side. That's the control we were looking for, and one of the rounds that 7 Sins did secure, it was from a strategy, a little bit of planning to go for the B side. Let's see if this is going to help 7 Sins. A 3v3, Whitehorse takes out Fuse. Rude with the return kill. The Sheriffs are coming through. Now Deathmaker looking for the defuse. Whitehorse taking out Mind. It's a 1 versus 2 situation. Not looking too bright for 7 Sins. Deathmaker with 30 HP picks up the last kill. And that is going to be the 9th round for the side of GODLIKE Esports.
9-2 for Godlike Esports, and I know the scoreline doesn't say the story, but like when I look at the way the map is going, it reminds me a lot of the map 1, with the key difference being that right now Godlike players are just performing on another level, like a better level than they did in Ascent. They're able to find these individual moments with themselves where they're winning gunfights they shouldn't and able to pull off the rounds they should not be winning. 9-2 now, very similar to the first half, with the exception that without these moments, it was a little closer. It ended up 8-4 in the first map. This time, though, Godlike, they leave no stone unturned. They're pushing for the win this series. They want to get to that next group stage in the Gauntlet and make their mark. Zuzo though trying to use the running back to stop it. Does get taken out by DM, but he's being hunted down by Rootbow. DM though, the repositioning is too good. Picks up 2 before he goes down. Stops the push in their tracks and allows Rexy to move in. And now Rexy looking to get a couple more. Not even let them plant, but his push actually punished. Mind picks up the kill, and now the plant. A 3v3 situation. It's all down to Fuse on his MP.
Very aggressive push here from the side of 7sins. They're just taking out Godlike members one by one. This is the last round before the swap. And we do see the lockdown has been put. Mind finding the kill onto Hayvan, and the last man standing is going to be White Horse. Will he be Clutch Horse this time? And near comes out White Horse. What a headshot on that Vandal. Looking for his next victim. Gonna pop a reload. Pulls out the classic. The turret's gonna spot him out. Down to 23 HP. Not looking too good. And Mind with the triple kill to wrap that up. That brings us to the end of the first half. 9-3, heavily in favor of Godlike Esports, but 7sins. That was a great bit of attack we saw there in that last round.
Yeah, a really nice effort as they look to find some sort of silver lining for themselves in the first round. They throw away all the baggage from the previous round, just put everything into that fast C rush using the Phoenix ultimate and then the Killjoy as well as the Reyna ultimate. Make sure that that round just get closed off so they have some sort of hope going into this next half. But 9-3 going on to defense as a triple duelist, their gunfights are going to have to be pristine and they do not have any room to let it start late. They need to start it off in the pistol. They need to get the momentum going early if they are to pull off a comeback, because Godlike now on the attack, they will be much more comfortable, much more coordinated as a squad, and you can see that in action. It's going to be a C hit, just the utility, the camera, as well as the trap fire setup. White House watching the flank, the rest of his team ready to go in for the push, but they stop with the molly. Juzo, if get one kill already, burns that maker down to half health, but even with half HP, he picks up a double. What is this guy on? What did he eat for breakfast, man?
Deathmaker, Fuse, nasty shot. He's looking for the kill. Uses the boy. Oh my, the ability Fuse. He finds the kill onto White Horse and Fuse with the 3K. CA, did you see that? He he fired away and then he uses the dismiss to reposition himself and picks up another kill.
It was just picture perfect from Fuse in that situation. Playing on the edge of, you know, like the edge between when do I use my abilities, when do I hit my shots, getting it perfect on a White Horse who's chasing him down in the dismiss too. Like, it started off with some insane gunshots from DM, ended off with Fuse just completely taking over, and it's exactly what we need from 7sins if they are to make a comeback. Antidote, though, wants to make his own stamp. It's the Sheriffs this time for Godlike as the buy comes through for 7sins, and the Sheriffs for Godlike are paying dividends. They've already picked up a double. Van Bostaka, he pulls back one, and Rootbow with another, makes it a 3v3. It's Rootbow to get the advantage.
It's down to the 2 versus 2 situation. 7sins fan not looking too healthy, and Mind, he is looking for the wraparound. Now the spike is on Rexy. He is being escorted by White Horse, going for that plant with a healthy 1 minute to spare on the timer. Now it is against the side of defense. Mind and Fan planning for this retake. Now Mind, if he's gonna show himself, he's gotta be quick. Picks up the kill onto Rexy. White Horse so quick with the return. White Horse is most definitely more healthy, but he's gonna turn his back around at the wrong time. Fan finding the perfect opportunity to take him out. Make that 5 points for the side of 7sins, coming in hot in this second half, looking for that comeback. Wow, you know, you see, this is the thing about 7sins, right? We see this big dominance in terms of the scoreline coming in from Godlike Esports, but these moments are just crazy. And 7sins, if they keep it up, I do feel that they are on the path they're on the right track to definitely get that dominance over Godlike Esports. They just got to be a little bit more consistent with it. And what we saw in those first 2 rounds was absolutely insane. Mine now with 13 kills and Fan with 12. Fan, who didn't quite perform as good in the previous map, we could definitely see himself shine on Haven specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. But despite winning that last round, 7sins actually really hurt economically. 2 Spectres, a Judge, and even the Vandal players carrying light shields, meaning that Godlike, despite losing that round, actually in the driver's seat with this round. They've got the right weapons all the way through. And a surprising walk-in from the Phoenix. Not what you're expecting at all. Fan definitely got out. But Fuse there to take out Antidote. It's really now up to the other side of the map. DM and Rexy each get a kill. They push into the A side, and they're now threatening Mine. Mine taken down as well, leaving Juzo in a 1v4. All of these kills, Apo, they happen in a matter of seconds. These teams are so aggressive.
Indeed, you know. Godlike Esports, that was a very quick round indeed, and when you look at them here on the side of attack, I think they were just waiting to get those guns. You know, they have the firepower and they just went right through. Godlike Esports, you cannot forget that they do have Deathmaker, and I think that he has the record, at least here in this scene, for the most number of kills picked up on Haven itself, and that was 49 once before. So Deathmaker, you know this is his home ground. The scoreboard even says it, 20 kills, 5 ahead of the next fragger, which is Whitehorse. He is in his element. He knows what he has to do. So you can, when you look at Godlike Esports, you know that Haven is one of the maps that they are strongest at. Rexy so quick to switch up his target, finds the kill, and 7sins in a bit of a piff. They do have the Sheriffs. It is an equal round for them. 1-for-1 trade. Whitehorse is relentless. He's just gonna spray Fuse down right through the wall, and now Juzo's the last man standing.
Reno Lear into the window, a little confusing for me because there was no action towards mid, so I don't see why he could have been expecting a flank. Maybe a misclick. I think he meant to throw it into the garage so he could run, but the fact that he threw it into the window meant that a free pick happened on him and he was killed with his back turned. Unfortunate for Fuse, doing his best but not able to find that find the timing when he needs it on the peaks. And right now Godlike, they're just all over the place. They're winning the gunfights on multiple parts of the map, denying control to 7sins in any aspect. They're not actually able to play the game, and this is the downfall of the triple duelist, where you can't actually hold. You need to be continuously pushing forward. And Godlike through the smoke, Heaven, I think he got a pixel peek before the smoke went down, and using that pixel peek, he's able to get the first kill. Now trying to force it on the C side, but all of this is just bait. Antidote causing the chaos, while the rest of his team switches on, tries to get over to A side.
Indeed, and Antidote, he is detained by the lockdown. Now Fuse, he's gonna find a killer to Whitehorse. A quick dismiss to reposition himself. Fuse with the Empress active as well. It's a 3v4 situation. Godlike Esports still with the one-man advantage. And as the spike is on Rexy, it's being transported onto the A side. 7sins watching every corner as closely as possible, but Antidote's gonna get caught off guard by his clone. Juzo's gonna come out on top of that one, and that does give a good amount of information. Rude there, slapping a dagger right through Deathmaker, taking him out. It's a 3v2. 7sins, they might just take this one. Juzo with the run it back, it does keep him safe. Haven anticipating everything, does spawn out 2. Rexy's gonna find 1. Haven finds 2. And leave it up to Rexy and Haven to secure match point for Godlike Esports.
Match point.
A huge round for Godlike, because 7sins, they put everything on the line. Fuse vehemently chasing down Whitehorse to pick up that kill, trying to keep the advantage in the favor of 7sins, but since Godlike got a free sight and more than enough time to get into comfortable post plants, the 2v3 Rexy and Heaven, the spray control from Heaven as well, just perfect to help them get match and series point here in this round. Gonna be Godlike Esports with the weapons advantage as well. Root picking up the operator, trying to solo answer down A. Gets the first kill, but the buddy system pays off for Godlike. They're able to trade him off. The buddy system is not online on the other side of the map. Usually takes down 1, but Rexy able to find the trade. Now the operator strike gonna come down, but Godlike is just trying to push all the way through. Right? He takes down 1, but Whitehorse with the trade. It's 1-for-1 all around, but right now it's Godlike with the advantage because they have a free spike as well as a free site. They can go for the C side plant.
Now, Deathmaker and Whitehorse, what a combo. They're going to be up against Juzo and Mind. Hanging by a thread, Mind just going to whip out that dagger. And out with the Spectre, looking for a kill. Deathmaker watching every possible angle. He might just come into contact very soon. But that's Whitehorse without his hat. He did pop the Neural Theft, so that came in very handy using that ultimate. Now down with the Cyber Cage. He's going to be watching the back lines. And Juzo! That was nasty with the Phantom. Beautiful headshot. Whitehorse there with the return kill. And Whitehorse with great anticipation. Call him Clutch Horse once again. Godlike Esports, they're going to take the second map, and this brings us to the end of the best of 3. Godlike Esports, congratulations. You guys have made it over to the next tournament, to the next stage of the tournament.
Yeah, a big congratulations to Godlike Esports, and a big thank you from my part for both of the teams for all the insane shots we got to see today. It was an absolute treat. Literally multiple players from both sides popping off with respect, but it was, as you said in map 1 also, Apo, the consistency for DM. MVP in map 1, MVP in map 2, consistently top fragging on that Jet to help his team just take their gameplay to the whole another level.
Indeed, you know, we're going to talk a little bit more about what went down between Godlike Esports and 7sins by heading over to the match highlights. Going to see some of the replays and some of the moments that happened during map number 2. Now, I'm going to begin with 7sins. The scoreline, yes, it is huge. Godlike Esports pulled off a very dominant performance. But there were moments, there were little kills where we saw insane aim coming out from the side of 7sins. There were moments where the teamwork was extremely strong. You can see the communication get through. If you're talking about potential, 7sins has the potential. They might just need a little bit more time to kind of figure out what works best for them. The biggest takeaway from this, you can say for sure, is that Mind was very consistent in map 1 and map 2. So Mind as a player, I would like to see a lot more of him. I mean, Juzo, he was a treat to watch as well. But overall, 7sins as a team, I thoroughly enjoyed this match with them against Godlike Esports. And as for Godlike, coming in with this roster here, Antidote and Rexy, they're introduced in. I think it's going to be the start of something that's really great. You can see that Deathmaker, Haven, and Whitehorse, they're still very much consistent. It's just up to Antidote and Rexy to kind of fit themselves in like a perfect piece of the puzzle. So all in all, Deathmaker, like you mentioned, CA, very good consistency. We definitely see it come through. Great performance from the side of Godlike Esports. What are your afterthoughts?
I mean, I 100% agree. I think, like, for 7sins, it's just a matter of more practice. They need to, I say this a lot, like, developing communication, the way you need to play in esports tournaments as compared to the way you're going to play in solo queue is ridiculously different, mainly because of the fact that in pro tournaments, you're going to see teams that have already developed that communication. When you go up against them and you don't have that level, can't bring it necessarily, and that only comes through when you play together as a team. Develop the synergy, not just as the team, but in between duos and trios, when you understand when you need to turn back up your teammates. You could see that happen for Godlike. They're very good at making sure that they don't necessarily leak. Whenever they do go down as a kill, there's usually 1 or 2 people nearby to make sure they get at least some sort of a trade back, if not a kill, at least in terms of territory. That's the difference between, I would say, 7sins and any other top tier team. And that's what I want to see 7sins really improve, because they have the aim, they have the game sense. Even I think they were a bit inflicted because of some tech issues earlier, because of which they had to play triple duelist. So maybe in the future, we'll see them come out with a bang. For Godlike in the group stage, I'm excited to see more of this current roster.
Indeed, you know, this is definitely not the end of 7sins. I do feel that it would be great to see them come back around. And as for Godlike Esports, congratulations for winning this best of 3. Great performance in the 2 maps, Ascent and Haven. And this brings us to the end of the second half. The TEC Gauntlet, this is Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Thank you so much for joining me on the panel, CA. It was great to have you. And my name is Aplodia. I was your host for today. And, you know, without further ado, we're going to close the stream stream. Do check out the links in the description. We have some interesting offers for all of you, so don't be shy. Have a look. It's not gonna hurt you. And hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. So remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. So until then, happy gaming and take care.